we are going to discuss about Integrated Development Environment IDE. An Integrated Development Environment is a software suite that consolidates basic tools required to write and test software. Let us assume a software developer, in case if the software development has different phases such as designing, coding, debugging, testing, compiling, and execution. These are some of the stages. In these different stages, the developer or the programmer uses numerous tools throughout software code creation, building, and testing. Development tools often include text editors, code libraries, compilers, and test platforms. Let us assume without a develop or an IDE integrated development environment, a developer or a programmer must select, deploy, integrate, and manage all of these tools separately, which is a tedious one to execute and to work in the software development. An IDE brings many of these development tools together as a single framework, application, or services. This integrated tool set is designed to simplify software development and can identify and minimize coding mistakes. And this is the integrated development environment. And in integrated development environment there are different types of integrated development environment. Some of them are open sources and some of these are closed sources, and it is specific to the developer and the softwares that needs to develop. Let me discuss some of the key components and features of integrated development environment. First one, code editors. Integrated development environment typically includes code editor with an highlights of code formatting capabilities. Different programming coding have different numerous codings and different keywords, functions, and other key elements that are used in a programming coding, and these are used to differentiate and highlighted, and some of them are colored based on their styles. This makes the programmer to make it easy to write and read the coding in the program environment. Next, code debugger. Most integrated development environmental come with built-in debugging tool that allow developers to make the code error free and to execute those codes and then inspect variables and identify and fix issues in their codes. Third one, build and compilation tools. Whenever a software is being developed, it is necessary to compile the software and make it as an executable one. And this tool provides a compiling and building and packaging code to execute code into an executable or libraries, and this can automatically detect the dependencies on some of the programs and make it easier to manage complex projects. Fourth one, version control integration, which makes to track changes in their code, and it helps the developers to track all those changes and collaborate with others and manage different versions of their project seamlessly. Some of the examples are like the systems like JIT. Next key component is project management. In a project, when you are creating a software as a project, it includes us opening of a project and creating a project, and sometimes we need to manage with multiple projects and files within the same workspace, and this facilities and this includes the management features that help the development to organize the programming coding in a structured way. Next, auto completion and code suggestion. This is one of the significant tool that an integrated development environment provides to the developer, which makes the developer very fast of coding and helps the developer when he types the code. It automatically gives suggestions related to the program coding, and which helps in the programmer to speed up and reducing the code in typing long constructs, and make free to remember specific function names, and this is one of the significant key component. Next one, code analysis and linting. This is which gives the developer to adhere to the coding standards, which often find out the potential errors and style violations. They highlight these issues by suggestions and analyze the coding for linting. Next one, integrated terminal. Many integrated development environment has an integrated terminal or command prompt, which uses or allows the developer to execute the commands and scripts without leaving the development environment, which makes it easy for the developer to execute within the workspaces. Next key component is testing framework integration. Testing is one of the important factor in the software development, which makes the software to error free and to make to run in an effective manner. IDE often integrates testing frameworks, making it easier to write and run unit and integration testing as a part of development process. Next one, plugin system. Integrated development are extensible through plugins or extensions. In some situations, the developer needs a specific and customized tools and features to develop the software. In such situations, the integrated development environment allows the developer or the programmer to install a specific plugins that needs for the workflow. Next, project templates. Integrated development environment often offer project template of various programming languages and programs, which provide a starting point for new projects. The developer's time on the project setup is minimized with this integrated component. Next, documentation and help. Typically, it provides access to documentation and online resources for the programming languages or framework being used. This can be valuable for looking up functions, definitions, language syntax, and usage example. And these are some of the key components of integrated development environment, and these may differ accordingly